Hi everyone, my name's Di. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here. This week I was thinking about my books, my craft books, my art journal books, my junk journaling books, the things that inspire me. Now, if you're like me, you love going to bookshops. That's the first place you head for. In the thrift shop, maybe it's the book section. That's what I do, head to the craft section to see if there's any good books there. So today what I'm going to do is go through my 5 favourite books. Well, that's at the moment, isn't it? Because it changes all the time, doesn't it? But I just got a brand new India Flint book, Second Skin by India Flint. So I'm going to show you that book. It's absolutely beautiful. It's expensive to buy, so I had to save for it, but it was well worth it. So I'm hoping if I give you a flip through that it will inspire you. So what I thought I would do is something a little bit different, is show you the book that inspired me, and then I'm going to show you what piece of art it inspired me to make. Sometimes it can take just one picture. One picture, I might see a picture and I think, oh, I can make a journal out of that, or that inspires me to make a journal similar to that. So yeah, I'm hoping that that will do that for you today too. So come with me into the video and let's get started. The first book is this one. It's called Second Skin by India Flint. This is a beautiful hardcover book and it goes through so many subjects. So let me show you what's inside. Come inside and straight away you'll see her markings done through the eco dyeing. And India was actually the one that first coined the term eco dyeing, in case you didn't know. And the front of the book is really interesting because it says, almost from the moment of our birth, clothing acts as our second skin, yet we rarely consider where our clothes have come from and the effects they might have on the environment and ourselves. This heartfelt, practical and topical book is about easily achievable ways in which we can care for our planet by living simpler lives and using fewer of the Earth's non-renewable resources, specifically those to do with cloth and clothing. So, yeah, really interesting, isn't it? I mean, we have our brand new babies and we don't even consider what we put on their bodies, really. So, absolutely beautiful. Look at the colouring she manages to get. It's just amazing. So, contents of the book. She's got underpinnings, so the role of clothing and how it affects our ecology. The provenance, like where is your clothing from. Clothing choices, planning your wardrobe, making clothes, maintenance, gallery, repurposing fashion, when all else fails, and dying as if life depending on it, and in the very end. So really, really lovely book. And she also has other useful websites that you can go to as well. So let me show you some of the beautiful illustrations. What she manages to achieve with just using natural fibers, and she does a lot of testing and trial and error. Just amazing, the different colors. Look at this. And then she stitches other fabrics together. She really lives by the ethos of what she does. Just beautiful. So I am hoping that you will take a second look at this book for sure. Now look at the colours achieved here. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm now going to show you the piece of art that this inspired. Here is the new journal. Absolutely loved how it turned out. So I'm just going to open it up and you'll be able to see that this, I hope you can see it all, used to be part of a dress. You can see the arms coming down here and then the folded up part of the pocket, which is here, whereas the bodice kept carrying on down. So this is the spine. Took this fabric and the others, as we go through, you'll see there's lace and all sorts of things, and I wound it and dyed it with rusty objects and different things, and it came out really, really gorgeous. All the different colors, it's just stunning. It was linen, so it was really easy to dye. I just added a big button there. Yeah, I would highly recommend this book, Second Skin by India Flint. The second book is by Bev Brazelton. Now, you may have heard of this book. It's called Altered Books Workshop. Now, this comes with a little bit of a story. This is the book that inspired Alex Castro Ferreira to make her journals. And about 3 years ago, I suppose, I entered a competition and I won one of Alex's classes. And let me tell you, that was an eye-opener for me. It sort of changed the course of what I do with my journals, and I do sort of more grungy ones now. But yeah, this is the book that inspired Alex because of just, it's so different. And the things that Bev uses to make journals, it's just amazing, you know, and the techniques that she uses, cutting shadow boxes. Yeah, just this rough sort of imagery like that. That's very Alex. Beautiful, beautiful book. So yeah, Alex said it changed her life. She looked through this book and she was away on a different course making these beautiful journals, which we know today, if you follow Alex on Instagram, she makes the most beautiful journals from just about anything. And she's a huge inspiration. So let me go and grab the journal that I was inspired to make after watching Alex's video course that I won, and she was inspired to make it from reading this book. So it all sort of travels in circles. So I'm just going to grab that journal. And that, of course, is this one, the Keeper of Memories journal. So yeah, this is the course that I did with Alex, and as you can see, it's so beautiful and so different. So I've got an old book cover on the back, and if you'd like a flip through of this journal, I'll link it down below. But yeah, this is definitely inspired by what Alex did in that course, and all the rust dyeing and adding your personal memories. It's just so beautiful. So I won't go through the whole journal again, but that journal was inspired indirectly by this book that inspired Alex Castro Ferreira. So it's a little bit of a story attached to that one. But the third book is called Fabric Memory Books, and it's by Leslie Riley. Now, this is quite an old book. It's not a new book, but it's fabulous. And there's one photograph in here, this one here. Can you see that? I hope that it's focusing. That is the pic there that inspired me to do the children's board book that I did a couple of weeks back. So it can take just one photo, like I said. So I'm going to show you now through this book and see if that's maybe one that you might like to add to your collection. I don't even know if you still can get it. I think I got it at the thrift store. No, it doesn't say a thrift price, but I'm sure that's where I got it. And it's how to make books but from fabric. And so in the front, the illustrations are really awesome, by the way. And table of contents is part 1, bookmaking basics. So that might help some of you that are just starting out in your journaling life. Part 2, a library of fabric memory books. So she shows you her own. So yeah, really, really lovely. She shares her personal story, and then we get into how she makes the journals and using paint and all the different things. She tells you all the materials to use, copper sheet, acrylic paint, copper mesh, interfacing, all the different things that she uses to make her journals. It's very, very clear, very concise, just really, really beautiful. Now I'm going to see if I can find the photograph that inspired my journal a couple of weeks back, which was the one with the altered board book. You know, not technically a fabric book, of course, but this is the thing that I was saying, you know, it can take just one photograph and it will inspire you to make a whole journal. And I think it was the colorings in this photograph that really sort of got me and made me think, oh, that's what I'll do, is sort of do all those colors. And if you remember my altered board book, it had sort of these older photographs in it and then those sort of colors. So it was just the one picture that inspired me to then do my altered board book. But yeah, beautiful illustrations in here. So now I'm going to grab my altered board book and show you that piece of art, which was inspired by this book. Do you remember this? Just from a couple of weeks ago. And I altered it. And I stuck doily in it and photographs. If you haven't seen that, pop back and check it out. It's really cool. So yeah, that was inspired by that, which is really awesome. And that's the thing that I was saying, you know, you just never know where a photograph or picture is going to come from that will inspire your next project. Now, the next books, I've got two by the same author, and it's Tilly Rose. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram. She makes the most beautiful stuff. She has a little workshop, I think, down the south of England. So this one's called Daydream Journals. That one there. And then the other one is called Stitched Memories. Just fabulous. I've highlighted some pages to show you. So let's get to that and I'll show you these two books, which the pictures in them are just fabulous. And I'll show you the piece of art that I was inspired to make after I saw these books. I think she now has a third book as well, but I don't have that yet. I wanted to get the India Flint one first. But yeah, so let's have a quick look through these. So let's do Stitched Memories first. Just beautiful. The illustrations inside are stunning and very detailed, so easy for you to follow. She does lots of patchwork. So she also goes through what her inspirations are, her tools and materials, techniques, the projects, and there are loads of projects in here. Like when you see them, they're just absolutely beautiful. Let me just show you a little bit through the book. You can see all her journals up on her shelf there. Look, see, just beautiful. I would love to go to her workshop. She does actual workshops, and I think she's got an online class now too. So yeah, look her up on Instagram for sure. But just beautiful, just some beautiful photographs. And she takes you through everything, like step by step how she does it. Tells you what tools and materials you'll need. You know, little fabrics. You can buy these little, you know, bits of fabric, can't you, from your haberdashery place. Yeah, and she just goes through all the little different things that you're going to need. And she also uses a lot of things from nature, which is really beautiful. And she goes through techniques. All right, so you get the idea. She stamps, does all different things on fabric, which is really nice and really inspirational. Let's turn to this page here. So I loved this. It's like patchwork, but it's a journal cover or a book cover. So she calls it a patchwork book wrap. So it's basically lays flat and you can put a book into it. See, like here, can you see that? There. So it's got the folds on either end and you slip the book in. So really beautiful. But what I loved is the patchwork quality about it. So even your little tiny scraps of fabric can be used to make that, and it's just such a simple project. So yeah, definitely lots and lots of inspiration in here. Fabulous. Really, really nice. Okay, love that wall hanging too. Look at that. Just really nice. And the last one is her book called Daydream Journals. So when I've gone through this one, I'll show you the journal that I was inspired to make after reading this book. I no longer have it because I sold it. So yeah, I'll only be able to show you the video, but that's okay. So Daydream Journals. So that's Tilly there. She's so lovely. She looks so friendly. I think if you met her in real life, she'd be really friendly. She makes, look at this. How awesome is that journal cover? Like seriously, seriously awesome. And she, again, in the contents page, does inspiration, taking the first steps, techniques, working with Mother Earth, moving on to cloth and the projects. And the projects are just stunning. I mean, look at the detail in that journal. Really beautiful. I don't know that she sells her journals though. I think she just does them for herself and for the photographs for the book. But she goes out on little like field trips and she writes herself notes in her little notebook telling her what her inspiration was, and she draws and things. It's really interesting to read her you know, how she does it, how she goes about it, like how she takes the first steps, and her process, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for. Again, her journals all on her shelf. Beautiful. So yeah, really lovely. You'd really enjoy this book. I'm not an affiliate, but I'll try and find the link to them on Amazon. If not, just put the name of the books in, and I'll put the name of the books down below. She shows you how to make a template for this. Yeah, really lovely. All right, let's go to the page here. This is the actual journal. She calls it Gatherings. Look at that. It's so beautiful. But yeah, she tells you how to make it and what she does. And she's actually embroidered all on the front. And I don't really do embroidery as such. I do more slow stitching, which doesn't really require any kind of technique. But just the work on it, look. Just stunning. And the photographs are just like eye candy. They're beautiful. So yeah, that's the one I wanted to show you. So now I'm going to insert a little bit of video of what it inspired me to make. But I have sold the journal. So if you bought the journal, let us know down below what you think. But yeah, I've sold over 100 journals now. So they're gone mostly to the United States. But yeah, all right, I'm going to get that bit of footage now and put it in for you. So sorry, I looked for the original footage that I had of this journal, but I couldn't find it. So this is actually taken from the Etsy listing where it's sold, but you'll get the idea of why I'm saying that it looks very inspired by something out of Tilly's book there. And then there's this one as well, which I used a doily as the base of this cover. And that's where all that beautiful embroidery was done by somebody. I added some patches and a few other bits and pieces. There's a crochet there and buttons, and there's the spine, and yeah, just using a doily as a base sometimes is a good idea. And then more crochet doilies on the back. So it sort of gives the idea of something from Tilly's journal there. So there you have it. They're my 5 favourite art journal, junk journal, crafting books that I absolutely love at the moment. They inspire me. I go through them regularly, and I just really, really love them. There's the last one. And I hope that you love them too. And, maybe treat yourself and get yourself a book or two. So Daydream Journals by Tilly Rose, Stitched Memories by Tilly Rose, Fabric Memory Books by Leslie Riley, Altered Books Workshop by Bev Brazelton, and Second Skin by India Flint. And there we have it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any of these books yourself, what you think about them. And I'll see you next week. And next week's project is absolutely awesome. So I hope that you join me. It's taken me quite a while to work on it and work it out, but I think you're going to love it. All right? So thank you to all my new subscribers. You're very welcome here. And to all of you that have been along the journey for quite a while, thank you as well. And I'm so glad that I found you all. You're my tribe. And I send out hugs to all of you. Okay, see you all later. Bye-bye.
Close your eyes. Get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest.